What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Bustin' Balls. I'm your host, Eric Pennell. What's going on, everybody? You guys ready for the Civil War? It's already here if you don't fucking know. It's here, and that's what happens when everybody points fingers at each other. That's when we separate skin colors, like that's such a major difference, and cultures, like that's such a major difference. At the end of the day, most smart people know it's we're all the same. But I guess the people on the left, the people that I guess used to be liberal, it doesn't seem like they're too liberal these days. It's actually insulting to real liberals when you call left-leaning people or the crazy left, you're calling them liberals, because that's not really what it is. They're masquerading in they're in a Halloween costume saying that they're actually a liberal, which they're not. Is everybody happy? Is it everybody happy? It's with what you've got with these radical left. Are you happy with these guys? Are these guys the ones? I was thinking, why do not regular Democrats speak out against like radical leftists? Why don't they ever say anything about the left? Because I figured it out. If the Democrats would actually say and call out like the radical left, or if Democrats came out and said that, look, we're for good police officers and we think a majority of police officers are good people and we don't agree with defunding police type rhetoric, that they would, if the Democrats came out and said that they would lose probably half of the Democratic Party, and then they would lose all those voters. They would lose all those people behind them, and those folks that are the radical left, they'll most likely just going to go off and start their own party. They're going to start their own socialist, commie, we hate America party, and then real Democrats will lose all those voters. And why would they do that? I'm trying to think why the Democrats don't call them out. I'm trying to give them the benefit of the doubt of like, why don't they call out these horrible cities that these mayors and governors are not doing their job? It's funny how in these towns like Portland and in these towns like even like Chicago, there's good people that are paying property taxes and paying taxes. And it's basically saying, here's my money. Here you go, leadership of this city and this state, and be responsible with it. We just assume they're going to be responsible with it. That's what we assume when we pay taxpayer money. Also with the federal government. But for some reason, they just after a while they just take the money and they're not responsible with it. They just do whatever they want to do with it, and they're letting citizens down. I mean, how are you going to have first of all, I like how they always say we're going to defund the police. And then they want police officers to go out there, defend the riots, and try to stop riots and try to, have some kind of peace in the community. But as soon as you guys get done creating peace, with these rioters and doing your job out there, guess what? Come on back to home base and we're going to defund you. How about that? That makes any sense. Who's going to do that? That's like a baseball player, say, hey, kid, go out there and win this game for us, and when you're done, we're going to trade you. Yeah, we're gonna knock you down to the minor leagues. Who's going to do that? But anyways, I mean, are you happy? Are you happy with what the left have done? Are you happy? Is this what you want? Good people, I was thinking about this too. Good people don't want to speak up. I'm talking, and I'm not saying good people meaning like right or left. I'm just saying citizens. Good citizens do not want to speak up, and it's because they don't want to lose their job. They don't want to lose their job. They don't want to lose friends. They don't want problems. Good people don't want problems. They just kind of want to vote. They kind of want to raise their kids and hang out with their friends and family and have a good life. They don't want to speak up. But I'll tell you this, good people, if you don't start speaking up because you're afraid you're going to lose your job and lose your community, you're counting on that this thing's going to be here in the next few years. And the way this is going with the radical left, and they start taking more and more ground, there's no guarantees that this is going to be here how America is in the next so many years. And you're acting like this is gonna be all back to normal. If we don't say anything, it's gonna be back to normal. Yeah, why don't you ask how the Jews, how that went for the Jews when Hitler was rolling through there? And again, I hate being that guy, but and another thing is, but it is what it is. It is what it is. I like how this whole time the left was telling everybody, watch out for the radical right, the alt-right. The alt-right. Watch out for the alt-right. Are you scared of the alt-right? I mean, is it the alt-right that you're scared of? And I know there's somebody listening to this going, yeah, no, there's awful racist, blah, 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 on the alt-right. I'll tell you what, I don't even know if I've ever seen an alt-right, but you can just turn on the internet and you see plenty. You just turn on the news, you see plenty of rioters, and you can categorize that as alt-left. Okay, so this whole time they've been lying to you that you should be worrying about the alt-right, as the crazy alt-radical left has just came in and hijacked the Democratic Party. They've just taken the whole thing over. And again, you better speak up, people. And I'm not saying you got to get, physical with people. But when they pull this stuff that you hear, that your ears hear, and you go, that's not correct. And I know people are in their cars driving with their family or their buddies, or they're on the phone with them and they're just complaining about it. You better start complaining in the open. Are you happy with what the left has done? Are you happy? Are you happy that that they're constantly pointing fingers at people? They're constantly shaming is what the left does. Constant pointing finger, constant shaming, constant, never say anything good about America. Responsible people. These are the responsible people that are talking like this, the educated, right? It always felt like the left was like the educated people, and they're the ones that are that they know better. Does it seem like the left knows better? Does it seem like they love America? Do they even seem that they're constantly pointing fingers, And nobody wants to say anything. They don't want to lose their jobs. They don't want to lose their friends. First of all, when did it get to the point where you can't wear a red hat that says "Make America Great"? You couldn't even wear that. Remember that? That was like one of the first things you start to notice. Or maybe you didn't. Maybe you didn't. But you can't wear a red hat with somebody, possibly a crazy leftist, runs up to you and wants to start a fight with you while you're eating cream of chowder soup at a damn diner. You can't put a bumper sticker on your car, a Trump bumper sticker, because you're worried that your car's going to get keyed. You can't put a sign in your yard because you're worried that you're going to get a brick through your yard or your glass. You're worried that they're going to run up your yard and steal it. You're going to get constantly yelled at. Is that where we at? Those are the responsible people? These are the responsible people. These are them. And they're the ones that think that they're better than everybody else. And if you only think like them, you got to agree 100% with them. Otherwise, you're out of the club. You're basically, the worst human on earth. These are the same people that are dividing families. That they have no problem with that. They have no problem with, calling people the deplorables, and they started with that. And I get it. People go, oh, well, this Trump guy, he said, this and this about the this and this. But pound for pound, we could go with it. Pound for pound, these are the good people. You're happy with this. Are you happy with that you're worried that you say miss or sir and you misgender somebody just because you don't know? Who keeps up with the 76 genders? These are the people that are the responsible people. These are the good people, right? These are the good people that everybody's a racist, everybody's a bigot, right? How many racists and bigots are out there in 2020? Give me a break. First of all, talking shit about somebody, and if they're whatever skin color they are, that's not racist. Sometimes you're just talking shit about people. But now they've put talking shit in the category of racist. You can't even talk shit and give your natural opinion without somebody saying racist or bigot. It's like their skin has nothing to do with what I'm saying about it. But they have sold that everything that you say and you talk shit about somebody, that has something to do with racist. And how many racists do you know out there? How many racists do you know out there? Really? Like, seriously, how many do you come across? And I know they go, oh, they're hiding. Oh, are they hiding? Because it seems like the people that are burning cities down, and it seems like the people that are burning businesses down and rioting in all these cities, those seem like the people that I need to worry about, besides these invisible bigots that are everywhere. That they say white supremacy is our biggest problem in America. That it kills more than COVID memes. You seen those? You see that racism kills more than COVID? How stupid are you that you put that up there? How stupid, right? I live in the city of Chicago. We have neighborhoods that have 50 murders in them every year, 40 to 50 murders in them every year. That same neighborhood, not just this year because, nobody's listening to the laws in these cities anymore. And the cops can't even do their job. But we have multiple neighborhoods. We probably here in Chicago got 3 neighborhoods that have over 40 murders in them. We probably got 6 neighborhoods that have over 20 murders in them. And they're still claiming that racism is our biggest problem. You're not doing the math right, bud. As an adult, and dude, and you're talking, I'm a D student, okay? If I notice this, tell me that they don't notice this. And if they don't notice this, they're either stupid or they're lying. Which one is it? And I still think they're lying because they ain't that dumb. Although they're pretty stupid, some of these people. It's pretty stupid, man, that somebody would say that. Same people that wanted to create safe spaces. Does it feel safe? Does it feel safe? Does it? Because it doesn't feel safe to me at all. Ever since we let these people with this languages and how they're trying to change America, it's a takeover. They're trying to take America over. That's really what this is. And again, if you don't speak up, you're just assuming that if you don't speak up, this storm will buzz right by you, and America's going to be the same America that it was, when it started with you. And there's no guarantees that that's going to happen. You think these people are going to be happy? Do you think they're going to be happy? Do they look like happy people? Does the left look like where they go, you know what, we're happy with everything we've gotten here. You know what, we got everything we want. We're going to be pleased, and we're not going to mess with nobody else, or we're not going to hunt people or anything like that. Does that look like that's the way it's going? Speak up. Start speaking whatever your truth is and stand your ground on this and be a good citizen. Our country deserves better than this, okay? They're knocking down statues. These are the good people. They're knocking down historic statues. And who cares if it was a bad part of history that they go, this shouldn't be. It's history. What do you want? History to be all pretty and everything? When people look at a statue and they go, oh, this was this miserable prick that was on the south side of, the army on the south, and he was their hero, people can look at that and go, oh, let me read this. And they can determine that this guy was a POS or he was a good guy. And most people will look at it and go, oh, that guy was on the wrong side of history. You don't knock down the statues of that, okay? Like everybody's saying, Genghis Khan wasn't the best guy on earth ever. And I'm sure you could find a statue of that guy, all right? I'm not saying put up statues of Hitler and stuff like that or whatever, but you don't go knocking down statues. But these are the good people. These are the good people that are, getting people kicked off websites, getting people kicked off Twitter, Facebook, all the tech freaking social medias. Those are the good people. And then they make it where you can't get, PayPal or pay for your companies because they just want you to get rid of you. Do you think that's really what they're going to do? They're going to get rid of you? No, they're not. This is ridiculous. And we have leadership that ignores this. That tells you another thing. There's leadership that ignores this. And again, I'm not saying that Donald Trump is the best thing that we have. But compared to what they're selling right now in 2020, they're forcing people to vote for this guy. And I'll tell you another thing that lets you know the fix is in on both sides of this whole thing, that Donald Trump is our best option and Joe Biden is our other best option. That tells you right there that the fix is in. Out of all the people in America that were eligible to become the president of the United States, these two are the options. That tells you right there that something's up. But people don't want to use their brain. They don't want to use that. They just want to, they're going to vote for a party that is not condemning people burning down businesses. And the freaking Democrats didn't even say anything about the riots for the most part until they noticed that the poll numbers are going down. And they flat out say that. They flat out, Don Lemon and old dickhead on CNN flat out say that. Where it's like, that's what gets you guys to behave better and have, a better moral compass? Is that you got to see it come up in the poll numbers? What a bunch of snakes. That has to be it. America deserves better, and people need to speak up when you see wrong. Otherwise, they're not going away. They're not. Does it look like these people are going away? The radical left, do they look like they're going away? This is ridiculous. Defund the cops? I got you. Let's just defund the cops. And then you got. I like how you, and I'm as white as it gets. I get it. But I like how all these these white protesters are marching through the streets of Chicago, right? And all these towns. They're marching through the streets of Chicago. And good for you guys. I get it. Stand up, man. Stand up for your people, but don't burn down buildings. I get it. If you think it's, if you think there's a problem with society, there's nothing wrong with protesting. But it's so funny when you see these white protesters in Chicago walking with their, their people of color. But I drive all through Chicagoland, all through every Chicago neighborhood. I drive through every one of them. I've been here 16 years, and you never see white people living in any of those neighborhoods that aren't so hot. All the neighborhoods that have gun violence in them on a higher level, you never see white people living in those neighborhoods. Never. The only white people you see in the hoods in Chicago are drug addicts, like homeless people, and every once in a while you'll see some white girl obviously banging somebody in that, and they're dating somebody, and that's the only ones you see there. But most of the time, you don't see any of these white people that are like, we're going to march with them. Oh, yeah? Why don't you go buy a house or go sign a lease over there in Austin, the neighborhood of Austin in Chicagoland on the south side there of Chicago? How about you go to North Lawndale or East Garfield Park? How about you go over to Inglewood and sign a lease? Never would. Why would you not? Okay, keep walking because I know you're going to say some bullshit, and make sure you don't fucking say it on camera, you little liars. Little liars. It's just enough, huh? It's just enough. Defund the police. That's it. That's what we need, to defund the police. That makes total sense. That's it. Now we're going to start blaming the fires on firemen. That's what we're going to do. That's what we do with society. It's the firemen's fault that we had a fire. Let's defund the fire department. It's ridiculous. And these leaders, these aren't leaders, man. These are not leaders, because you're supposed to be balanced. You're supposed to be, all the citizens. You're supposed to be, representing all the citizens. And it seems like, these cities, they're only representing one side of people, and then the other bash them always. That's all they do. It's all character bashing. Again, these are the good people. It's all character bashing, and why would I listen to this person over that? The city of Chicago has it already, and we still got 4 months left in the year. And we got 4 months where this ain't no normal year. This is it is normal with stats. We always have about 600-700 murders in the city of Chicago every year. But, already got 515 murders. Hell, we having about 80 murders a month for the last 2-3 months. And they don't say nothing about it. You would turn on the news and you would never see anything about all the murders in Chicago. And they don't ever point them out. And I'm not even saying it, people go, oh, what are you trying to be racist? No, I'm trying to tell you, if we don't deal with the problem of these murders, we're never going to fix the problem. They never want to talk about it. They don't want to, they just kind of, people know it's there in the city of Chicago, and they never talk about it, and they never find out a solution of it. They don't ever want to do nothing. And do you think that the murders are going to go down in the city of Chicago and all these other liberal Democrat freaking cities? Do you think the murder and crime numbers are going to go down once you take the police away? You think you're going to put some social worker that's going to knock on the door with their little, some guy with his little fucking man bun on his head and his little beard and he's got his little Black Lives Matter pin? You think that's going to help stop rape and stop murder and stop robbery and stop, people robbing with lethal weapons? It's insane. And I'm not even saying you can't have some kind of reform, but that is not the solution at all. And people better wake up. These people are not going away. It's a takeover. They're communist. They are socialist. They want to take they want to take 60 to 70% of your money and pay for health care and school and a bunch of other programs, and then they sell it as free. They go, yeah, we're going to have free health care. We're going to have free school. It ain't free if I paid 60 to 70% of my money goes to it. I paid for it. That's like me going to the the restaurant and I pay for a steak. And then they as they bring it to the table, they go, here's your free steak. It ain't free. I just paid for this steak. Stop selling it this way, because dummies out there, they think it's free. There's actually people out there that think, no, it's going to be free. I'm not going to pay for any of this. Yeah, you think? What do you think? What do you think the rich people are going to do when they go, no, we're just coming for the rich. We're coming for the people that make over $400,000 a year. What do you think those people are going to do? You think they're just going to stick around while you keep your hands in your pocket, while you take all their money out? They're going to leave, genius. It's so stupid. It's like you going to going somewhere where they're charging you extra just because who you are. Are you going to stick around? You're going to stick around where they go, hey, normally we only charge this much for here, but this person's here, so guess what? We're charging them 100 times more. You think they're going to stick around? Why are people so stupid? How am I a D student and I'm freaking trying to explain this to people and they don't understand it? I don't understand that. How do they not know this when I know this? Because I'm an idiot. Guys, Bustin' Balls Podcast on Instagram, Eric Pennell Comedy on Instagram. If you like the podcast, please share it. If you don't like the podcast, suck my dick and keep it moving. I don't give a fuck, okay? I'm just trying to talk like a goddamn man. I do man shit. And I also care about this country. And I care about the citizens and the children and all the elderly in this country, because people are cowards and they don't want to speak up against these radical leftists. And I don't care if it would step up and there's radical rights. They need to shut the fuck up, or you're going to get it, okay? Because these people, they need to act like better citizens, okay? This is ridiculous. Cops are hunting black people. I love black people. I know people always like to make fun of people that say that. But I've never had any problem with black people. But I am being dead fucking clear that cops are not hunting black people. First of all, when you fucking start fighting a cop, it's not police brutality, okay? Because now you're fighting a cop. So when it all goes down and somebody gets shot or somebody gets paralyzed or somebody gets really hurt from a cop after they started a fight with a cop, a fist fight, it ain't police brutality, okay? When you open up with a fist fight and you resist arrest, that is fighting a cop. So I like how they sell it and everybody goes along with it. It's just like the free health care and the free school. They sell you with the catchphrases, but when you really watch it and you really think about it, your brain tells you that's something different. But nobody's brave enough to say anything about it because they just want to go along with it. Yeah, like the NBA. Like the NBA was talking about canceling playoff games. Go right ahead. Nobody gives a shit. Those NBA fucking, the viewership on NBA games is down 40%. They know it, okay? And what a surprise that they're talking about canceling it right now. So they maybe can blame that the season was just because of the unrest in the country and the racism and the police brutality. Good way to try blaming it on it. But anybody that knows how to read, you could read that the viewership is down 40%. Why is it down 40%? Because you assholes are backing a fascist freaking organization, Black Lives Matter. And most people know that if you fight a cop and you get shot, that's just the way the fucking wiener wiggles, okay? Don't fight cops and then cry about how it fucking went down, all right? That's all it is. Now, I can see if it's police brutality. When they say police brutality, everybody always has this in their head where it's just like, like a black man going home with some Aldi groceries in the back, and then some fucking white cop pulls them over, taps on the window, and then just rips them out by their goddamn hair and starts beating the shit out of them. I'm not saying that's never happened. Duh. Do I have to say that's happened before, you idiots? Of course that's probably happened. Is it happening in 2020? I don't think it's a very small scale if it is, okay? Idiots are idiots, all right? But when you're talking about large percentages or a percentage that you need to worry about, I'm betting money that doesn't happen very often with now they got cameras on every phone and dash cams on every dash that's in most people's cars. And then chest cameras that are on cops and dash cams that are on cop cars. And then people stopping and putting their cameras on these cops. So get out of here, okay? So the NBA, they can't cancel it. Nobody gives a shit. The NFL wants to play this shit too. Go right ahead. Drew Brees and them putting that guy from fucking Kenosha's, writing his name and putting on their helmet. That guy got called they called the cops on that guy because he had a break-in and entry of his ex-girlfriend right there. And she called, I would assume, an African-American woman. But maybe not. That might be a way to assume. Maybe he's banging some white chick. I don't know. But his girlfriend or ex-girlfriend called the cops on him. And then the cops showed up. It wasn't like the cops were hunting this guy, okay? And first of all, when the cops show up, you hand him an ID, you hand him your registration, you talk to him like a man and a responsible American. And if you got a warrant, you go. You know, you get in the back of the car like a man and you fight another day with a lawyer and in the court system. You don't wrestle on the ground. You don't fight with people. You don't go for a weapon. You don't walk away like they're not talking to you because it ain't going to go well, okay? We got to have rules and laws in this country for things to run smooth. Otherwise, don't be surprised when America looks like it looks now. Speak up, everybody. Please. Speak up. Stop being scared. You're assuming that if you don't speak up, the storm's going to go by us and everything's going to be the same when you come back when this storm passes. There's no guarantees that America is going to stay the same if you don't. This is not a perfect country. This is the real world. I don't know if there's such thing as a perfect country, but this is a good country. We have good, we have good foundation here, all right? And as humans, we're constantly trying to get better. We're trying to figure this thing out also as humans. We get better. But I don't think you scrap the whole thing. And these people want to scrap the whole thing. Bustin' Balls Podcast, guys. This is my podcast. This is what it is right now. The world has made me who I am. I don't know how much comedy I'll be doing on this podcast moving forward. So people, I apologize if you used to listen to me in the past because I was doing more comedy and having more comedians. Comedy's dead right now. I'm telling you what, I seen somebody post something of comedy open mics in the park. It looked like the worst thing that I'd want to do. It does not look fun. And comedy clubs, because they can't open up anything, comedy clubs are hurting too. And I know there's comedy clubs open, but they ain't letting them full blown. They ain't letting them go full blown, and there's still got people out there scared that they ain't even going to go to comedy clubs. So right now, this is what it is. Bustin' Balls Podcast. Speak up, America. Please. We need you.